So something I've realized recently from coaching so many people in the Airbnb space is that they don't even build themselves an actual business, okay? They just build themselves another job. We all have the feeling at the start of what we want to do, we want to escape what we're currently in. Maybe it's a 9 to 5, maybe it's another job we're in, or maybe we're already trying to scale, but it's not working. We're trying to escape where we're currently at. But what happens is we just think, more properties, more bookings, more this, more that, and it's just gonna happen, it's just gonna scale. But what people don't realize is it's the operations that's actually stopping them from scaling. Because when you first get that first booking, first property, the first system automation you put in place, it feels like you've made it. You get from 5 units, maybe get to 10 units, maybe 10 gets to 20. But once you get to this point, somewhere between 10 and 30 units, you just can't get past this ceiling. It just feels like every property you add is more and more work, and it doesn't get easier. It just seems to stay exactly the same. Or you add a property, one property, you lose a property, or you add a property and you get more stressed, or you just keep hiring people. But the problems that you face don't seem to get solved by hiring people. And that's because you're hiring people to solve problems that hiring people won't solve. I know it because I've done it before. In reality, what you've got is you've got a business without any sort of infrastructure behind it. And the way you're actually going to scale is by building that infrastructure, those automations in place, so you can actually step back and the business can start to scale. The way you've got to look at it is, what level of business do I want to get to? Do I want to get to 10 units, 20 units, 50 units, wherever I'm currently at? Where do I want to get to? And then look at that business and say, okay, what does that business look like? Who is in that business? What automations are in that business? Because if you can't see what that looks like and you're just sat there trying to scale, add more properties, you're never going to get to that business level, because you're never going to step into that person or that business owner who already has that business. So when people come to me and they say, Dan, I just got a lead problem. I don't have enough leads coming in. I don't have enough of an acquisition pipeline. I don't have enough landlords that want to work with me. The problem isn't the landlords. It's the fact that your business wouldn't be able to take on these landlords anyway, and subconsciously you know that. So when you go into these landlord conversations, you aren't speaking from a place of, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get this deal because I can handle it. You're speaking from a place of, I deep down know I can't handle this landlord that I'm trying to get on. So then if you do get that landlord on, what happens? You end up spending more time in the business. It's harder to actually work the business. The business doesn't scale as fast as you want. And that's because you are trying to add properties on to a very weak foundations. Now, the biggest problem that people have is they can't even see what that next business would look like. And that's absolutely fine. That's what people like myself are there for. You need to be learning from someone, or you should want to learn from someone who has already done that exact thing. And the exact thing you're missing is just systems, automations, and AI. If you don't have an AI on the front end that is resolving all your guest messages, all your guest phone calls, or at least 80 to 60% plus of it, then you're never going to be able to scale. No matter how many VAs you get, you will just keep having to add VAs. And I know it again because I've done it. I had to hire one VA every 15 properties. When you get to 150 properties, that's 15 VAs. What do you keep doing? You just keep hiring a VA, because a VA can only answer one phone call at a time. A VA can only answer one guest message at a time. With AI, you can answer multiple guest messages. You can answer multiple phone calls at the same time. And that's what people aren't realizing. The ones who start to implement AI and start to implement automations and start thinking like the business owner that already has 150, 250 properties, they're the ones who are going to actually scale properly. And the other ones that don't implement AI, they don't think like those business owners, they get stuck in, oh, I just need more units, are going to stay at the same level forever. And the only difference between the two is looking forward at that version of yourself or that version of the business that already has all those systems, automations, AI in place, and just implementing it now. One of the biggest issues I see with people when they do come to me, they're looking at the wrong problem. They think they've got an acquisitions issue, but they don't have an acquisitions issue. They have an automations issue. They have an infrastructure issue. The amount of people who come to me, join my scale program, my AI's program, and they say, Dan, I want to scale, I want to do this. And I go, hang on a second, you haven't even got the right insurances in place. You're not even a fully compliant business. You don't even have the right back-end automations in place. Whether it's the simplest stuff, automated messages, guest check-in flow, operations, where they actually have all the property information. Because when it comes to automations, when it comes to AI, it's garbage in, garbage out. And the first thing that I do with people is build a strong foundations which they can scale off. We all look at these numbers, 10K, 50K, 100K a month. But we don't look at what sits below that. What infrastructure of business do I need to create so I can actually have that business? And that's where people get stuck, but they don't realize it because we just look at this, we look at all these numbers. The biggest change I make instantly in someone's business though is 100% the implementation of AI, and it is changing the game right now. We've got the AI on the front end, so that sorts the guest messages, the guest phone calls. And again, garbage in, garbage out. So the most important part is having a very good knowledge base. Have the knowledge base complete, then the AI will take care of 80% plus of guest messages, 60% plus of phone calls. The next layer of AI is AI agents. So people ask me, Dan, I want to get a rev manager. Oh yeah, you want to give 1.5% of your revenue away to a revenue manager. Or you can have an AI agent that every single day, fully autonomously, scans through your price lab, scans through guesting, gives you a full report based on the next 30, 60, and 90 days of what you need to change or what you should change based on prices going up and prices going down. And like changing the minimum stay requirements, changing the pricing, changing the last minute discounts. Because another thing people don't realize, it's not just about reducing prices to get booked, it's about increasing prices for the properties that are working. And the amount of revenue you can actually squeeze out of the current portfolio you have before doing anything else is crazy when you have a fully autonomous agent that works day and night every single day to optimize your prices. That's the first one to implement. The second one is a landlord CSM. One of the biggest constraints that people get when they start to scale Airbnb management specifically is landlords. Every single month the landlord has questions. Every single month the landlord has questions about the revenue, about the property, what's going on in the business, what are you doing? That's where a fully autonomous landlord CSM comes in. So an agent, an AI agent that is fully trained to answer every single landlord question that comes in via email or WhatsApp. It will literally handle all the questions for you, and it can also speak to the revenue manager, the AI agent, about the revenue, so it can answer any questions to the landlords about the revenue. That basically takes you out of all your fulfillment of what Airbnb management is. And the final missing piece of the puzzle is the fully autonomous operations manager. When you have an AI operations manager that has no human error at all, because I know you felt it as well. When you hire a VA, another issue is you put SOPs in place, but there's human error. They can't find the SOP. They just ignore the SOP, which probably a lot of you know what that's like. It's when you have a autonomous AI which does exactly what the SOP says every single time, you completely eradicate human error. And now some people say, oh damn, when you implement AI, surely the guest experience is going to worsen when you talk to AI. No, the guest experience gets 10 times better because now there's no missed phone calls, there's no missed messages, they get the exact answer perfectly every single time. And say for example, there's a heating issue, if the AI on the front end can't handle it by troubleshooting, the AI on the back end is automatically going to book in a plumber to come fix the issue for the guest immediately. Now, say you've got 10 properties, right? Or 5 properties that have an issue at the same time. Now, a normal ops manager or a normal VA can only handle one issue at a time, or try to juggle multiple issues. An AI can ring all 5 different people to solve all of those 5 issues at exactly the same time. Now, when it comes to guest services and actually giving a good experience to guests, guest experience is about speed. Everyone in sales or everyone in any business knows that any client you have, and the funny thing about Airbnb is that you have 2 clients. You have your management, Airbnb management clients, so your landlords, and you have the front end, which is the guest messages, which is what makes Airbnb management just so fun. The point is, people want speed, okay? Speed of delivery. So when it comes to guest experience, what are you delivering? You're delivering a guest experience. You're delivering the accommodation in a perfect condition. You're trying to deliver a 5-star experience. So the speed comes from instant replies, phone calls getting answered, and any issues they do have getting resolved. Just because there's an issue doesn't mean that the guest's going to give a 1-star review if it's handled correctly and in a timely manner, and that is where AI will change the game forever. When it comes to the landlord side, same thing. They don't want to be emailing you every single month to ask about the revenue because it's down. Your revenue manager's going to fix that. But even when they are emailing you, they want a response quickly and they want it to be accurate. It's all about speed, and that is why AI is changing the game forever. So when someone does come to me and they say, Dan, I've got an acquisitions problem, I guarantee you don't have an acquisitions problem. I guarantee that if you put the infrastructure in place and you build the exact business now that can handle 50 units, 100 units, 150 units, 250 units, and you build that infrastructure now and you start acting like that business owner that has that business, you will naturally get to that business in way less time than previously. And I know that because I've helped hundreds of people do it. What I realized, right, with helping all of these different people is that everyone's experiencing the same issues, okay? Just at a different point in time, whether they're 5 units, 10 units, 20 units, 50 units, you're experiencing the same issues, but at a different level. So what I did was I built this form where you can fill out 3 to 5 questions. It tells me exactly where that person is at and where they want to get to. And it tells them the exact next step they need to take to get to that next level. It's literally a custom roadmap to take them from where they are now to where they want to get to, and it's completely free, and I give it to everyone based off the experience of helping all these people. And I know it works because that's where I start with everyone. Like I say, The difference between the person that can actually get to that next level and stays where they are right now is very simple. They just need someone like me to tell them exactly what to do next. So yeah, when people come to me and they say their biggest issue right now is that they can't find new units, I instantly know that their biggest issue isn't that they can't find more units, it's that they have a massive foundational problem in the business and a massive infrastructure problem. And with AI right now, the opportunity is literally bigger than ever to, one, optimize for profit and make more money than ever from every single unit, but also create an incredibly strong foundation. You can literally build the business that can handle 1,000 units at 5 units and not have to have any sort of bigger operational costs because of AI. I hope this can help a lot of you out there, because I know what it's like when you're starting out a business, because I've been there, I've done it, and you can keep hitting your head against the wall, but in reality, it's a much more simple than you think. So I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one.